so Kirby can get in. Oh. Sorry about that. Just had to take care of some last minute business. Alright, so we got Araloo v Kerper in a best of 5. I'm excited about this. Araloo stomped Gentleman and this guy in 3-0 like walkovers. He's probably, if not the favourite, at least one of them in the top 3. I think the top 3 are going to be James, Haru and Araloo at the moment. That's alright, Ziggy. People are supposed to be busy on Valentine's Day. Anyway, Kerper is not the leader, but definitely the figurehead of the Royal Knights. So it'd be interesting to see how far he gets. There's a part of me that hopes he manages to get all the way. Just for the lols, just for the memes. And he's trusting in RNGesus, as the Pope should. Randoming his army and not ending up with a bad army. Squirrel, Pigeon, Mole, Skunk, Wolf, Balloon. A bit weak against Falcons, but generally pretty solid. You wouldn't really be able to tell it's random just from looking at it. And Araloo, Squirrel, Lizard, Pigeon, Skunk, Falcon, Cam. Pretty basic army. 3 tier 1, 3 tier 2. If it gets super late game, he can start massing Falcons. It's pretty much the deck Araloo's been running. I think every game has been this deck. And it is pretty strong. Map wise, Kerper's getting... I think Kerper's got the advantage here. 2 very safe bases. Pretty hard to attack this one. Whereas Araloo's got 2 bases for himself, but he has to expand outwards and make himself a lot more exposed in order to take them. So I think Kerper is getting his luck bonus. We'll just have to see if it's enough. So these are the quarterfinals. That means they're best of 5s. I don't know who the winner of this one plays. I should probably get the bracket up so I can see, have a look. Here we go. Okay, so this is Kerper v Araloo, and the winner of this will go against Epicosity, who beat Brandy in quarterfinal 2 on Delphius' stream on Friday. Have we done Legoman versus Haru? I don't think we have. Or maybe I just missed it. I don't remember that one happening. Okay, I think they're doing it on Friday. Do-do-do. Should probably find out what games I am supposed to be playing. Okay, yeah, it's only a couple of games today, but they are live. Okay. Hello, Brandy. Hello, everybody. Niklaus. Hi. Alright. So we got Falcons and Cams coming up for Araloo against Kerpers. Just skunks. Kerpers actually falling behind in economy. I think he needs to be playing greedier to catch up. He's only seen 3 farms from Araloo. He's seen multiple tier 2 warrens though. How is Kerper going to deal with these tier 2 warrens? I think his best answer is mass squirrel. If I was Kerper, I'd put some balloons down here and then just eco up super hard and get out a wolf. Use that wolf buffed economy to just mass more and more and more and more until Araloo just can't keep up. Because physically, Araloo shouldn't be able to keep up with a wolf buffed economy. But you know, that's me. I tend to play things eco-focused and very greedy. So, let's see how Kerper goes about it. He's going for a lot of moles and mass squirrels, which I think he has to. Only 2 skunks though. Considering he's up against Squizzard, it would probably be worth him considering to build 4 skunks. Hey, Pedro. How you doing? This is a game called Tooth and Tail. Don't know if you've heard of it. It's pretty cool. So far, neither one wants to be moving in. Army value is the same, but I feel like Araloo wins a fight. Simply because his army is higher tech. Oh, and the mill is now spitting up damage. The chameleons are going down, but there's not going to be a lot of squirrels left, and they're the only ones who can shoot up at these falcons. Kerper retreats and he loses everything. It was even for a while, but it very quickly went in Araloo's favour, and that's a really big deal. Araloo did lose 60 food on this, but that's not enough to make up that difference. I really think Kerper wants to get his wolf out. I think that could be the game breaker. But now Araloo on Skunk, Cam, 4 of each. Like, this mass tier 1 from Kerper is just going to get absolutely obliterated. I don't think Kerper can win this. I think he needed a wolf out way earlier. That was his, like, trump card. And it's going to remain unplayed. Because the squirrels are the only things that can shoot up. And they're going down so quickly in the face of all of this skunk gas. That's going to be game 1. Hello, Premium, Jacket, Eel. Hello, everybody who's just arrived. We are 1 game in. Araloo is 1-0 up. Luck doesn't seem to be enough to carry Kerper through, and it looks like his luck may have just run out as he randoms into Toad, Ferret, Snake, Wolf, Wire, Machine Gun. That's not a particularly great deck. If he had like squirrels in there instead of toads, or even lizards, I could see it working, but there is some positive here. I think snakes are pretty good, and against Araloo's tier 2, they're good against all of that. The problem is dealing with Araloo's tier 1. That's not... He can't really deal with a Squizzard comp with just toads, and neither snakes nor ferrets are good at dealing with mass tier 1. Can I turn down game volume? Okay. Oh, and Kerper rushing snakes. That's possibly the best thing he could do in this situation. Araloo's gone up to 8 farms, so this could work for Kerper. And with the toads backing it up, this could definitely work. There's not a large distance to go. There's not enough lizards at the moment to really burst this snake down. Kerper, don't run away! Don't run! Oh god, Kerper, what are you doing? Go forwards! The enemy is this way! Now something I'm really curious to see... Yeah, he's taking this mill. If he can start getting set up here. Now this is going to be a question of micro. And the micro was subpar, not quite good enough. It did clear out. I think Kerper could be going for some pigs here, but he's not. He needs to get these toads over. The reinforcement distance for Kerper is... Oh, Kerper, you fuck up. You need those snakes alive. Okay. Eventually, Araloo will win this just on the basis of having a better economy. But the more setup Kerper gets, the harder it's going to be for that to happen. Oh, but this snake micro from Kerper is not what he needs. And with only 3 toads, they're not actually... They're just damaging the lizards. They're not actually killing them. So, I'm pretty sure Kerper's just lost. Kerper has to concede this base, and with that, he's dead. I don't think there's a catch-up from here. Araloo's too far ahead. And he's about to get further as he takes out a pig. Okay, bold strategy from Kerper that honestly I genuinely think could have worked, but there were a few too many errors in micro. Okay, can Kerper's luck pull through? No it can't. Toad, pigeon, skunk, wolf, barbed wire, machine gun. This is a terrible deck. There's not really any nice way of putting it. Araloo can get 1 falcon and completely sweep Kerper. This is bad. If Kerper manages to win with this, he is a fucking god. Honestly, I think Kerper's best bet at this point is to try and take this mill and set up some machine guns. Oh no, it's not the same shitty deck. It's the worse shitty deck. Like, the last one had snakes, so it could do something to air. Here, Kerper, if Araloo goes falcons, which he will, then Kerper's reliant on machine guns and pigs. Also, I'm not sure why he's rushing 2 toad warrens. I wonder if Kerper actually cares about this tournament. Because it's weird that he's gone random all 3 games. I don't think Kerper is playing seriously. Maybe he really thought that his luck would carry him through. Okay, so Kerper's gonna have to try and, I guess, toad base race somehow. What's he doing? Why's he taking his toads? Well, that was not a great trade. That was 6 toads for 3 lizards. Okay, toads v lizards. Kerper should have the advantage, even with the toad nerf. They're not what they were at dealing with lizards, but They're still good. Okay, if you want to toad up, take this mill and go really greedy. Rely on your defensive structures to keep you in the game. You're going to need a large economy because you're going to be hemorrhaging units. It's going to be very hard for Kerper to trade well. Okay, Araloo is going chameleons. I'm shocked that he hasn't gone falcon. But, you know, maybe you don't plan around your opponent only having toads. Now that said, chameleons are pretty lackluster at dealing with toads. Toads can do pretty well against them. They just do a lot of burst damage. Now what I'd like to see from Kerper is selling a couple of toad warrens to get up to 8 farms really quickly. He might have timed this well on accident. He hasn't scouted his opponent much at all, but he's come in just as Araloo sells a tier 1 warren. Oh, that was nearly a very good trade. He nearly got 2 pigs out of that. Nearly. And now he's going for skunks. I think skunks are a terrible idea. I honestly think Kerper might be better off sticking with the toad strat than going with skunks. Because what are the skunks going to do against Squizzard Chameleon? Okay, 4 of them, that makes a bit more sense. 4 skunks, that can do some work. But he definitely needs more economy. Araloo's already up to 8 farms on his second base. There's a button. These trades have been pretty bad, actually. Look how far ahead Kerper was in army. And then he ended up below Araloo, so he's way behind. And here come the falcons. Once these falcons are out, I'm pretty sure that's GG. Like, Kerper doesn't have the best deck, but he's also playing it kind of badly, just in the fundamentals. He's not doing any scouting. He's just staying on his base. And there's no reason to. Like, you might be worried about lizard run-bys or chameleon attacks, but you'll be able to see the commander at least, and you should be still... Like, the best answer to lizard run-bys is to be really on top of your scouting and make sure you know where the enemy commander is at all times. I think this is pretty badly handled from Kerper, to be frank. Yep, this is being played live. Okay, toads come in, they all blow up on 2 chameleons. And now Kerper's just going to run into the corner. Realise that it's a dead end and burrow back. It's weird that once people got to the finals, they stopped trying. Like, this guy did the same thing. Kerper, maybe he bought into his own hype too much and thought that he could just rely on get lucky. But Kerper's not a bad player. He could have at least, you know, done something. I think luck plus effort might have been able to carry him through. But this is borderline suicidal. And that's the game. Araloo still hasn't dropped a single match. Shit, so it's Epicosity against Araloo now. Let's see if Araloo keeps his winning streak up. Aralu's never going to random. That's just not his style. Yeah, we've got Epicosity. Right into it. Epicosity v Aralu. Squirrel, Lizard, Pigeon, Falcon, Skunk, Cam against Squirrel, Lizard, Pigeon, Falcon, Skunk, Cam. Alright. So it's all going to come down to skill. It's a mirror match. Now, can Epicosity... It would be a huge upset if Epicosity was able to do this. He's not bad, but he's definitely nowhere... In terms of numbers, he's nowhere near Aralu's level. He's definitely the underdog. Aralu has so far... is so far 9-0. Some of those being the best players. I don't know if we can really... count Kerper given his random strategy, but Gentleman and this guy are two of the top seeds, two of the favourites, and Aralu managed to beat both of them. Archimedes emote when fucking Photoshop decides to start working. I've been trying to do emotes today. I finally got the fucking program to load, but now it's saying scratch disks full whenever I do it, so it won't load. I think what I need to do is get a USB stick or something for it to put its data on. If anyone knows how to fix that, please tell me, because I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm trying to use Photoshop, Zon. That's the problem. And I don't know what GIMP is, and I don't particularly want to Google it. Because I know what will come up. If I put in GIMP pictures, I don't think the first thing that comes up will be some photo altering service. Okay. So far the game's pretty even. Aralu was a bit ahead in army, but that's evened up, and in fact he's just sailed it down. Okay, so the first fight goes to Epicosity in a pretty convincing fashion. He's got his chameleons out. This is looking pretty good as far as Epicosity is concerned. He's keeping up on farms. He's won one engagement. Can he win the second? He should win the second with his chameleons. And he does. So he needs to be careful that he doesn't overextend. He gets one farm. Stays in a bit too long, loses his lizards. Can he just defend while he gets up his second chameleon woman? Oh, Araloo is also going for 2 chameleon ones now, and he sold down a lot of his lizards to do it. Epicosity going for his 3rd base. Both players do have a 3rd base. I haven't talked about the map, but it's actually very even. It's 3 mills to 3 mills, just in a line. Both players meeting in the middle. This could almost be like a custom design map. Okay. Epicosity's chameleons coming slightly later, but that actually ends up working out. There's a huge number of squirrels here. This is looking really good for Epicosity. More chameleons going down. He doesn't quite get the 2nd farm. Well, the 3rd farm. He's got 2. But Epicosity has been steadily winning these fights. He's going a bit more ahead than Eco. And Araloo is going for so many chameleons. Holy shite. If those 8 chameleons get out, they could single-handedly turn this game around. As you can see what 3 of them are able to do. The skunks for Epicosity, he should probably just sell those. Araloo's army is mainly chameleon at this point. Epic should probably be going for just... Oh, never mind. Here we go. He's trying to defend on the Warrens, but Jesus, there's a lot of health for these chameleons up. They're steadily going down, but there's still 3 of them up. Oh my god, is this going to be such an upset? Mill goes down for Epicosity, and he had 3 farms on it. Epicosity has sold the skunks. He's going for falcons. That's a good choice. Can he get them out? Okay, 1 falcon is building. Problem is he doesn't have enough to hold at the moment. He's likely to lose this mill. He's lost 1 pig already. The chameleons just decloak on it and it's dead. Okay, we've got a falcon. Epicosity's trying to chase down Araloo's commander, make sure that he can't, not just a matter of denying him information, but it means that he can't attack for a certain number of time. He can't micro his army. It looks like Epicosity's got his falcons. That puts him in a better position, but now Araloo's got his squirrels back up. So it's still not decisive. With 8 chameleons is just so much tanking on the front lines. I worry the falcons won't be enough. He's going for more falcons and more squirrels, but he might have mistimed this sell, this retech. Possible he does this on the mill. It can be hard to focus down falcons, but they are getting focused down, and the mill ain't lasting long either. Araloo does it. Araloo. That's probably the closest anyone's come to taking a game off him so far, but Araloo manages to take it. He manages to withstand until he gets his million cam army out. Okay. Same deck from both players. Another mirror match. I'm surprised Epicosity doesn't try doing taking toads or something that is good against toads or snakes or something good against chameleons. Like, I would probably take out the skunks and put in snakes, or take out the pigeons and put in toads. Or maybe even take out the lizards and stick in a badger. Toads, I think toads are good against cams. Because they do so much burst damage so quickly. It means the cams on the front lines, if they even survive, they survive with just a couple of health. And then squirrels just shoot. Squirrels can kill them in like 1 or 2 hits then. Good against multiple cams, not 2. Yeah, there is a... I think against 8 cams you do well with a handful of toads. Anyway, gonna pour myself some more tea. Doesn't that sound lovely? Okay, what is the map here? Let's look at it. It's not great, but it's not awful. If Epicosity can hold this base, then he should be good to get a third. Whereas Araloo has got a second really secure, but can probably never get a third base. And of course, Epicosity does get the campfire as well. For the time being, though, all he needs to do is hold. Does every Englander love tea? I mean, most of us. We're sort of contractually obliged to. We're not really allowed to hate it. Okay, here comes Araloo. He's got a superior army, but he's up against Defender's advantage. He has picked off one of the building farms, but I don't think that's worth losing all of those lizards. I think Epicosity can still be pretty content. Now this is something that's going to come into play. Epicosity on this mill, unless he builds warrens up in the front here, a lot of the damage... It's much easier for Araloo to damage Epicosity's economy than for Epicosity to damage Araloo's economy. Because if Epicosity wants to hit this mill, he basically has to go through this mill and all these warrens, at which point he's won the game anyway. Whereas Araloo can just win a little bit. He can break down one warren, win one fight, and then boom, he's on the economy. On the flip side, though, that does mean Epicosity is going to have quite a bit of pig DPS coming in, which can, you know, it does add up. Okay, Epicosity's got a good economy going. He's going for cams. I don't know, I don't think I agree with building them all the way back here. It's going to make the reinforcement distance so long. It's going to take them ages to reach the front line. I think I'd more consider putting them back here, which is still pretty safe. I think Epicosity can't quite see normally, but it's going to be hard for Araloo to sneak in round here and do a loop round, which I think is my main worry if Epicosity takes this base or this base. Now, Epicosity needs to start planning for the mass cam, and it seems like his answer to that is to just take 6 cams of his own. Araloo this time is going light on the cams and pretty heavy into the skunks. He has got an army advantage. I don't feel like 4 skunks is wrong. I feel like Epicosity is making a slight mistake by not going more into army. He's got the better economy already, he just needs to hold, which means he needs to be putting more and more into army rather than eco. Okay, the lizards come in, they have to go through a load of skunk gas, but they are able to force the skunks back. This chameleon trying to retreat is getting gassed down as well. These skunks are actually being quite a nuisance here. One farm's gone. One warren's gone. Another warren's going. Epicosity's getting supply blocked, but so is Araloo. Aralu's got some major wins here though. And these cams are all still so healthy. Finally, one goes down. But this mill is about to go down. I hadn't even noticed that, but it's going, it's gone. And with that goes Araloo, goes Epicosity's chances. I think those 3 farms, those extra farms he took on that 3rd mill were the mistake. If he'd just gone for extra lizards, some pigeons, pigeons would have been huge at countering that skunk gas. But if he'd just taken more army in general, he had the long game secured because Araloo didn't have another base to work with. He just needed to hold on. Okay, now this game isn't the last. This isn't a best of 5. This is a best of 7, as we are further into the quarterfinals. We are actually in the semi-finals, I think. Yeah, this is the first semi-final. So squirrel, falcon, snake, wolf, barbed wire, balloon. Okay, squirrel, lizard, pigeon, falcon, skunk, cam. Araloo feels no need to change the deck that's been working. You condone the epic float. Only if he wins. Best of 9 cancelled. Best of 9 is for the final. It's for the final itself, not the semis. Okay. Interesting to see. Epicosity's deck change is much weaker against... It's better against tier 2, but it's going to be much weaker against mass tier 1. And looking at this map, Epicosity is fucked. Like, his expansion is here, but he can't actually get to it unless he walks all the way around. This is kind of a... I think this is a smart decision. Cut off the map. It's close enough that it's going to make it difficult for Araloo to take either of these bases, but it should give him this space and this space. Yeah, this could work for Epicosity. And he's got the defences to make this, I think, work. If he can start balloon creeping, he can completely shut out Araloo from these bases, keep him to 2 bases, and this time he'll go for more army, less economy. He won't instantly put down 3 farms, and he won't float 200 food, and he'll take the game. He probably wants to put some barbed wire down over here, but he hasn't actually seen that there's a way in. Actually, has Araloo. Araloo has. So if Araloo just builds up more lizards, he can just run straight over, up and around, and kill this base completely. I think it's 12 lizards you're looking at to destroy a base with 8 pigs on it. Okay. Epicosity still hasn't seen it. 2-0. Yep. Araloo has not dropped a game his entire run so far. This balloon is very far back. I'm surprised about that. I think Epicosity could get away with putting his balloons further forward, but, you know, maybe he just wants to play it safe. You know, he can always build his second balloon further forward. That's how balloon creep works. And I have got in trouble a lot of times for having my balloons be too far forward. Being too exposed. Okay, is he going to finally see it? Yes, he sees it. Put some barbed wire down. Yes, good man. Okay, he's floating again. He's floating again. Puts down a balloon. Could really do with more army. Oh, that's some army. Okay, he's a bit behind on eco, but I think it's fair enough. He'll easily be able to catch up, given that he's cut Araloo off any further expansions, and he's got the wolf coming out. Okay, here comes the army. Araloo's trying to push up. There's only one balloon here. I don't know if that's going to be enough. That balloon is going down so quickly, and there's nothing against the skunks. Seems like the wolf might have been a bit too greedy. The snakes are coming out, but they'll get gunned down so quickly. However, they are able to actually focus down the skunks. But Epicossy's losing a lot of economy here. He might lose this entire mill. He's got to stand here and fight now. And the mill goes down. That could be the death sentence. Araloo's going to have such an easier time rebuilding this huge chunk of squirrels. Epicossy's moving in with his army. I think that's actually a wise decision. This is the only time he's ever going to have the army advantage for the rest of the game. He needs to make something of it. But this is not how you use snakes against Mass Tier 1. You need to get as many tags as you can, not pull them back. You're not going to be able to poke down this army. You don't have time to do the long poke game. You have to go in. And Araloo takes another game. And now, best of 7 means first to 4. Araloo could do this in under an hour again. That's a valiant effort from Epicossity, but I think he's just made one key mistake in each game. In that last game, going for the wolf first was too greedy. He just needed more defenses, more balloons. Ideally, his deck would have had something to deal with Mass Tier 1 in it. But I think maybe an extra couple of balloons, or even just going for the snakes first, would have been enough for Epicossity to have that. Okay. Mass barbed wire and balloons in the center. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. A proper balloon wall would have been really good, because he could have shot down those tier 2s so much quicker, and possibly even stopped Araloo from scouting. The barbed wire would have been a real annoyance for those squirrels. It would have chewed through them. A lot of barbed wire. When barbed wire, you get to like 10 pieces of it. It kind of acts like anti-tier 1. Yeah. He needed to go more defenses rather than the wolf. The wolf was his mistake. Not taking the wolf, but putting the wolf down there and then. And this could be another mistake here. He's going quite greedy. Araloo's going for 12 lizards, and against these 6 squirrels, even with defender's advantage, Epicossity won't be able to hold. Yeah, basically, Gentleman is basically saying what I'm thinking. but I don't really have time to go into. In this game, I mean, this isn't a great map, but it's not particularly unbalanced, is it? I mean, I think it is in Araloo's favour. A lot of these mills are tightly packed together on his side of the map. There's not a clear way Epicosity can turn this to his advantage. He's just going to have to be good with timings. When do you need a wolf? I mean, when you're ahead and you want to get further ahead, or when you're behind and you need to catch up. Epicosity was basically neck and neck. He should have put that money into getting ahead. Okay, Epicosity's coming in with Mass Squirrel. This is actually quite a good timing. The tier 2 aren't out yet. Oh, the tier 2's about to come out. But maybe not quickly enough. One chameleon goes down. Second chameleon goes down. One pig goes down. Here comes skunks. And this mill is tanking a lot of damage. It's at half health. Maybe Epicosity can make this work with just Mass Squirrel, but now that if there's going to be 2 skunks and 2 chameleons, that's going to be so much harder. The 2 skunks are out with 2 chameleons. How does Epi deal with this? He's getting pigeons up. Now let the squirrels do some stuff in the gas. But he is falling behind in eco. He needs to win in the next, maybe, minute. If he's lucky, he's got a minute. Realistically, he's probably got less. He's taking that meal, I think, just for tanking. Maybe for territory. He's focusing the skunks, but that's letting the chameleons just wail away. It might have been the correct decision, but it kind of makes the pigeons useless. The pigeons are there to counteract the skunks, but they can't counteract the chameleons at all. Farms are going down for Epicosity. His army can rebuild quickly, but only if he gets some money to do it. He's taking down a lot of tier 2, but Araloo just has triple the economy, and it looks like this is going to be the end. Araloo reaches the finals without dropping a single match. And he does all his games in under an hour. Twice. That is violent. So now there are a few strong players left. We haven't seen Legoman versus Haru, and then we've got, hang on, I can show this. Here we go. We got Legoman versus Haru, and then the winner of that best of 5 will face James in a best of 7, and the winner of that best of 7 will face Araloo in the finals. So it's either Legoman, Haru, or James who's going to have to face Araloo. And Araloo, I think, has secured his place as the favourite to win. He's been having a very dominant performance. So that's all the matches that were planned for today. The 21 Generals is over. That was very quick. I think it's time to... I think I'm just going to do some ranked, since we're on a tooth and tail day. No, that's not what I wanted. There we are.